So what can I say about The Hobbit, Part 1, An Unexpected Journey? Well, first of all, let me tell you about the IMAX. It was sold out! So I didn't see it in IMAX. But someone told me that it was actually probably better I didn't. And I agree. And here's why. IMAX, despite the fact it's digital, is actually presented in the same quality as your standard 24 frames per second. However, they also presented it in 48 frames per second in the normal theater, which improved the 3D, I must say. And even though the blurriness was a little more noticeable, I really loved it. Because the picture quality was twice as good as I might have suggested there. It's the difference between an LCD TV and an LED TV. Of course you want the LED TV. It's the difference between 480p and 1080p. 1080p, you want 1080p. Definitely. So I went for that. Would I recommend seeing this in 3D? Yes. If you have the choice between high frame rate and IMAX, I would say high frame rate in a case like this. There are some actiony sequences where you're going to want this. This movie definitely had its moments where it was very funny, and it had its moments where it was very actiony, boom, boom, and it had its moments where, well, it was really good. It had its conflicts too, and one of those conflicts is, I'm going to tell you this story first, how the Dwarf King goes mad for his gold, and that's where the dragon comes in, Smaug comes in, and they only show pieces of Smaug. His feet, his wings, his tail, that's it. And at the very end of the movie, they show his eye opening up. Yeah, the little teaser for the next movie, The Desolation of Smaug. And of course I'll be going to see that. First of all, I'll be rating this as a 9 out of 11. I thought I was going to give it a 7 or 8 or 9, and yeah, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 11. So anyway, he goes mad, Smaug takes over, and they turn and they see the elves come in to worship him because he has all the gold coming about to him, and they just turn and they walk away, and Thorin, the grandson or son, I think, of the king, he gets really mad about this and never really forgives him, and that'll come into play later. First of all, it goes back and Bilbo's 111 again, and Frodo is going out to meet Gandalf the Grey, like he does in the very first movie, and that's all you see of him in there. And Bilbo starts writing the story, and it says 60 years ago. And then you've got young Bilbo. So, a lot of people will tell you he's tricked into going on the journey, but this isn't so, according to what I saw. He refuses, refuses, refuses. He finally decides the next day he wants to go along. He wants to. He says, I'm going on a journey. So, he catches up to them, and voila. Now, one of the first main points to come in is where they meet some trolls. They're all arguing about whether Bilbo should have come or not. And so you've got these trolls who steal two horses, and they follow him. I mean, Bilbo and Thorin follow the trail, and they find the trolls and the horses, and everyone else comes, and they all get captured, including Bilbo. Now, Bilbo, being a good cook, as you've seen early in the movie, starts trying to trick them into properly cooking himself and the other dwarves, just to hold on, and then not able to take the argument. Um, Gandalf went off, but he comes back and he reflects the sun that is rising and the trolls turn to stone. That's point one. And now they go to this elf place, and he's really reluctant. Um, Thorin is like, ah, can't believe you, Gandalf. You took me here, because he really doesn't want to be there, where all the elves are. All the same, it happens, and Gandalf, while there, talks to the Elven King, talks to the other person. He talks to Sauron. I'm sorry, not Sauron. Um, talks to Saruman the White. He's not a bad guy in this movie. He's a good guy. Remember, he's not a bad guy at the very beginning of the first movie either. So anyway, he distracts them, the king, Saruman the White, and Elrond is the name of the city, by the way. Um, Shoot, I'm looking for the other girl's name. Well, anyway, that girl that's in the first movie that's like bathed in white, she's talking to her too, and everyone sneaks away through the elven passages to catch on, and he catches up. But right about now is the time. It's time for the Pale Orc to come back into play. They tell the story about the Pale Orc, about how he was supposedly killed, but apparently not. Apparently Thorin killed him, but no. So they see that he's alive. This is going to be a problem. Before that goes any further, though, you go in and you get captured by more orcs, including someone who's claimed to be the Orc King. Now I'm going to pause for a second to talk about how there's a necromancer out there. They barely talk about that, so I can't give you much info on that. So I'm just going to move on, and Bilbo really isn't there for when all the dwarves are captured and brought to this king, the that is in the Misty Mountains. Bilbo does. This is where he encounters Gollum, and this I can talk about because this I enjoyed. This was very funny. You've got Gollum was very bipolar in this. Not so much evil as bipolar. You got this side of Gollum, and then you got this side of Gollum. Okay. Not very good, I realize. But yeah, and I found out that, yeah, Bilbo wins. So he wins the right to keep the ring and go away free. Actually, Gollum doesn't know he has the ring, so I shouldn't say that. He wins the right for Gollum to show him the way out. But Gollum doesn't do that. He wants to eat Bilbo, as I thought. So Bilbo puts on this ring and finds out he can be invisible. Right about then, he hears for like the third or fourth time in the movie, Thorin doesn't think he should be there. And then he hears Thorin say, I think Bilbo left us. Bilbo pulls off the ring, and no one knows that he has this ring throughout the whole movie. And he comes over, and he says, I'm not going to leave you. And sure enough, like 10 minutes later, they've got this battle scene with the King of the Orcs, and yes, the Pale Orc is there too. And the Pale Orc is getting ready to kill Thorin when Bilbo steps in, not with a ring on, he's seeable, visible, and saves the life of Thorin. And that's about the time the movie's gonna end. Birds come, they take them away. Big birds, by the way, these huge hawk-like things. And Thorin's like, I told you you shouldn't have come along. And then I saw this coming. 3, 2, 1. I have never been so wrong in my life. Yeah, he says that. And that's about where it ends. It just ends as I told you boom, opening up his eyes. No, I left out bits and pieces, but I don't want to give the whole movie away. Um, I did give away a basic plot. It shows him getting that sword that is of elvish make, and I've hit 10 minutes. I think that's about as far as I want to go. Can I say anything else about this movie? Can I point out any bad things? Uh, like I said, the technology isn't quite there to get rid of the blurriness yet, but that's not the movie. Uh, book differences? Not, not that I remember. I think it was all the same. The orcs are much smoother and smarter, and their voices aren't as rough in this. Pretty much everyone that's new has a new face. Pretty much everyone that's old has the same actor. Looks like the same actor. In fact, I think everyone that was the same actor is the same actor. So I'm gonna end it there. 11 minutes on the. I'm gonna go over a little more. What else can I say? I just gotta say, it's a job well done. I mean, you've got returning actors, including Frodo for a brief time. That lady who's like all in white, the King of the Elves, uh, Solomon the White, not Solomon, uh, Solomon, or what did it say his name was? Saruman the White, not Solomon, Saruman. It's just very much worth seeing, and if you're thinking about skipping this one because you didn't like The Lord of the Rings, I guarantee you this one's different. Go give this one a shot, at least, because this one is not nearly as dark as the other three were, or any of the Harry Potters. You're gonna love it, trust me on this.